In today's video, we're going to be going over a few men's fragrances that will smell better than what everyone else around you is wearing, and that's almost guaranteed. And the reason why is because we're kind of digging a bit deeper with some of these choices and kind of working our way out of the mainstream at least a little bit. And so what that does is allows you to stand out, smell unique, and really turn heads in that aspect, because people are not going to be used to the things that they're smelling on you, and that generally garners up some more attention. And that's not to say that the really popular, successful men's fragrances these days do not work anymore. You know, your Sauvage and Dylan Blue and Invictus and 1 Million, those still work great. But these kind of take it to the next level, and they're just going to give you that edge over the competition because they really are different. We've got a pretty good variety of things in here. We're mostly sticking with designers, trying to keep it more affordable. Looks like we have one or technically two niche placements, but they're not too crazy. So the goal is just to get you into some things that are going to really stand out among all of the other things out there that you smell all the time. And I will link these down below to discounters as well. If you want to grab some for yourself, you could shop through there and get them for prices way below retail. Okay, let's get things kicked off with Ralph Lauren Polo Cologne Intense, and it's an eau de parfum. So let me double check and make sure I get this right. This is the giant 8-ounce, 237 ml bottle, one of the bigger bottles I have in my collection. And why did I get this? Well, I think it's just because I got it for a really good deal. It was on sale, and it was not unreasonable at all. This was very affordable at this price. Like, the price per mil worked out to be very good. And that is in comparison to some of the smaller bottle sizes that this one comes in. To me, it just kind of made sense to go ahead and pick this one up for no reason other than why not? It works out to be a good deal if you were to ever wear through this whole thing, which I know I definitely never will, but you never know. And the fact that it's an EDP, I mean, you know, it just worked out to be a really good price. Very competitively priced scent, of course, on discounters. And so what is this one all about? Well, it is green, okay? Kind of has a little bit of that polo green DNA. You'll notice it's not a polo green flanker. However, it does share a similar bottle, and you know, it looks the same, but instead it's Polo Cologne Intense EDP. It's got basil, mint, grapefruit, and ambroxan. So you see some green notes, you see a lot of aromatics, you see some citrus. It smells great. Really like this stuff. It was one that I put off getting for a long time. For whatever reason, it did not catch my interest when it first came out. Eventually, I'm like, you know what? I need to finally get this one in my collection. And so I pulled the trigger on it, and I've been really impressed with it. What I like about it is, you know, maybe it is kind of like a more modern twist on the OG Polo Green, which is more of a classic, masculine, green, woody men's scent. Key emphasis on the word modern here, or modernize. Like, they really brought this DNA into today, and it smells a lot more new and refreshing compared to some other older scents out there. But it's almost like they're kind of, you know, trying to just rework that DNA into something that works better today. I think it's pretty safe to say that this is not going to be a huge success. It's not going to be on the level of like how Polo BLEU has been over the years, and you know, some other things from the brand. This is going to be a little bit more under the radar, which gives you the opportunity to pick it up for a great price online and smell way different than everyone else around you. Next up, we have Robert Graham VALOUR. It's all about the coffee, the amber, and the sage. That's all they give you, and I guess that's all that matters. It's all about the coffee to me. It's a fantastic coffee scent that comes in for a pretty reasonable price. I think $65 or so. And this is, what is it? It's a 100 ml bottle. So right down the middle there. Great price per mil, pretty competitive, and it stands out among a lot of the other coffee scents. You know, I guess you could compare it to something like Rocus Man, but I think that's kind of a loose comparison, and I actually think this one has more of a coffee feel to it in a different way. Rocus Man has more of a cappuccino kind of creaminess. This one has a little bit more of an edge to it, a little bit more of a texture, and so that's kind of the difference between those two. And this is a designer brand that only has 3 men's fragrances released. This one, Fortitude, and Courage. Okay, you can get all of those on discounters. You can buy them at full retail, I believe only from their official website, Robert Graham, and that's, I think, all I know about it. But they're all really good scents, and this one probably would be my personal favorite because I love the coffee in here, but it stands out. It's super unique, and if you wear this one out and about, people are going to love it. Next up, we have Emporio Armani Stronger With You Amber. So really nice amber forward flanker. No surprise there. And this is nothing new. They've been doing, you know, these kind of one note focused flankers for a while now. You know, Stronger With You Leather, then Oud, and now Amber, I believe, is where we're at. I'm sure they're going to continue it. I would love to see Stronger With You Iris. I think that would be a great addition maybe next year, who knows. But this one's great. And the amber here is not animalic. It's not super strong and overbearing. It's still a designer level scent. Just like Stronger With You Oud. The Oud is not too overbearing and out there, you know, too far away from the designer realm. This stays in its own lane in terms of, you know, being mass pleasing and easy to wear and something that can be marketed to the general public. Now, that being said, these more kind of one note flankers that they've been putting out don't really make it all that far. And so this is one you can pull off and still have a familiar DNA, but with a nice little twist that will set you apart. Next up, we have Replica Jazz Club. So this one's all about the tobacco and the boozy notes and the woods in here. Cocktails and cigars is what this one is kind of trying to conjure up in your mind. And it does a pretty good job. It smells great. It's one that you can get, I want to say, for around $120 or so on discounters. I believe retail is $140 to $150. So nice little savings there, but it's not a cheapie. You know, this one's kind of on the upper end of pricing here from, you know, designer brands. But the whole Replica line, I think, is really well done. Great ideas, great executions on a lot of them, or execution on a lot of them. By the Fireplace is probably one of the more popular ones and one of my personal favorites. But Jazz Club has a way of standing out, and it does a great job of kind of representing what the image that they're trying to represent here with this. But you got to be into, you know, tobacco scents. You have to be into more boozy, sweet scents to like this one. If you're not a fan of that style, then choose something else. But if you do like that, this will be a great option for you coming up in fall and winter time. It's a great way to stand out. Next up, we have Mancera Intense CEDRAT Boise. So, you know, this was a fantastic move on their end. Very smart, because CEDRAT Boise, at the end of the day, is what put Mancera on the map. You know, when you take a look back at what they've been putting out, this one, or, you know, CEDRAT Boise EDP, got the most hype, and it really kind of propelled Mancera pretty high up. And I know for me, it's what got me into niche. CEDRAT Boise was my first ever niche purchase, and so that was pretty exciting. And you can usually get the Manceras for a lot of times under $100 at discounters. The new Intense version here is right around $101, $102 for 120 ml, which is a killer price per mil. This is more affordable than some big designers out there. So it's crazy when you think about that. This is fantastic bargain niche. However, it doesn't smell cheap or anything like that. These are really, really good. I love Mancera. And Intense CEDRAT Boise is simply that. It takes that original DNA that has been proven to work well and make it stronger. It's neck straight, it's richer, it's heavier, it's more full-bodied. It's better in every way possible. The performance is significantly better also, which was a big issue that some people were running into with the EDP. So all around, I can't see any reason not to get the new Intense. And I think if you are shopping for CEDRAT Boise in 2023, if you don't have the EDP, I would say to skip that one, go straight for the Intense. That's all you need. Once you have the Intense, it's not really worth going back and buying the EDP. However, if you have the EDP, I think it is worth making the jump and going for the Intense. And then you can either sell your bottle off, your EDP, give it away, or just hold on to it, right? But this one is worth the upgrade in every way possible. And it's one that will definitely stand out, especially with its performance. Next up, we have La Nuit de l'Homme L'Intense. So this one here has iris, violet, vanilla, some tonka bean. It's kind of a confusing flanker because you're not seeing the cardamom, you're not seeing, you know, the lavender combo there. You're not really smelling a whole lot of La Nuit de l'Homme EDT. And so it kind of begs the question, why is this a flanker? And I really don't know. If you're looking for an intense version of La Nuit de l'Homme, like a stronger version, this is not it. And I think that's what everyone was expecting when this came out, rightfully so. And I think when nobody got that, it wasn't a good look for this stuff. You might go look and it's never really done well or gotten a lot of success or been talked about in a really positive light, just because I think it was misleading. And I would say that, yeah, this was a misleading release here. And so this is not really the type of flanker that I like, because I would expect that original DNA just tweaked and improved. That's not what you get. However, judging this one on its own, just completely isolating this scent by itself, it's really good. It's powdery, it's sweet. The iris is a great addition here to this kind of smell. The vanilla tonka is a common combination, of course, but the violet in here gives it this type of freshness and ozonic nature, which gives it some serious balance. You could look at this one as something more smooth and maybe more wearable than La Nuit de l'Homme if you were someone that didn't like the spicy cardamom in that one. It just depends on how you look at it. But again, judging this one on its own, it's a great scent that will stand out. And because it's not something that has been hyped up, no one else out there is going to be wearing this stuff, guys. You can pick this one up on discounters, wear it out, and you will stand out and smell amazing. Speaking of iris, I had to throw in Iris Empire by Carolina Herrera. So it has iris, it's got some dark chocolate, and some leather. This is an absolute beauty. I found out about this one just browsing on discounters one day. Fragrance Net. I was going way back and I started seeing like this and Bronze Tonka. Bronze Tonka was a while ago. Mysterious Tobacco, Platinum Leather, all of those, right? And so, of course, seeing Iris, I knew I had to get this one. And you got to admit, this presentation is sleek. Out of all of the ones from this line, this is probably my favorite looking bottle, just because, I mean, look at that. Sleek, classy, elegant, looks great. And so I got this one in, tried it for the first time, and I remember exactly where I was in my house when I smelled this for the first time. That's how much of an impact it left on me, remembering exactly where I was. And I just remember thinking, this is another one of those special scents right here. Like, this is another hit. It is fantastic. Love the atomizer on it. Just smell this stuff. It's great. And here's what I like about it. You get that iris chocolate combination, which is fantastic. But the leather that's used in here reminds me of the leather in CH Men Privé, which is a beloved scent of mine that's been discontinued for a long time now. It's a true shame that they got rid of that one. So we're talking same brand, very similar leather component, and maybe it's just, my mind playing tricks on me, but every time I smell this, it's almost like I pick up on just a hint of whiskey as well, which is that famous mixture in Privé, the leather whiskey combo. It's almost like I get just a little bit of that in here. So it's almost like you're combining those two worlds, that leathery booziness with the sweet chocolatey iris mixture. I love it. This is one of my favorite iris scents. It's right up there with all of the big ones, DHI, Valentino Uomo Intense, and so on. This is great, and it's not redundant. It really is a nice, different twist on this DNA. It's a powerhouse of a performer. If you like iris, you have to get this. Next up, John Varvatos Vintage. This is a great designer brand. If you're putting forward kind of uniqueness first, if you want something that's going to be different at a price that isn't completely outrageous, check out John Varvatos. It's got tobacco, suede, and balsam fir here. These were never known for their performance, and that was the one thing that kind of limited these, was that performance aspect. And so that's kind of what kept them from going farther. And to me, when you step back and you look at how unique they are and how good of quality that they possess for a low price, $40 or so, it evens out. I would like for it to have more performance for sure, but if I have to spray it on heavier or only use it in situations where I just need a few strong hours of performance and that's it, then I'm fine with doing that. I mean, if you're just going out for an evening, few hours, dinner, date, hanging out with friends or whatever, and coming back home after a while, this will more than get you through. So, you know, just be flexible with what you're choosing to wear it for, and you're not going to have an issue. It's classy, it's elegant, it's refined, it's kind of more of a personal bubble scent, so you could spray it on heavily, but it's still going to sit relatively close, which is good. It kind of draws people in. It smells great. Narciso Rodriguez Bleu Noir Parfum. So another iris scent. I love them, and I think it's a great way to stand out in the real world among all of the ambroxan and aquatics and citruses and things like that. And even, you know, really sweet scents, you know, the vanilla tonkas and stuff, Eros, right? The iris is another way to really kind of stand out amongst all of those, because I don't think the vast majority of guys out there are going to be brave enough or even know about wearing these or pulling them off. And so if you can take advantage of some of these iris scents, you are going to stand out in a great way. Now this one's sweet, but with that musky, woody freshness that is known in Bleu Noir, this line, the EDT, EDP. That's what I like about it. It kind of combines fresh and sweet to give you a product that is very wearable, very mass pleasing, and very refined. This is my favorite release within this line by far. This is a very well done, true example of how a flanker should be created, in my opinion. AZZARO, the most wanted parfum. It's all about the ginger, the woods, and what else do they have in there? Ginger, woody notes, and can't remember the third. There's 3 notes. I don't know. I'm sure there's a tonka bean, amberwood type of deal going on. Can't remember the third. That's going to bug me, but oh well, we'll roll with it. Really what this one is all about is that opening, that ginger smell, which gives it this kind of fizzy grape cola smell off the opening. It's super unique. It kind of reminds you of the opening of Dunhill Icon, and it's bizarre because Icon is a floral, kind of fresh mint scent, citrusy. AZZARO, the most wanted and wanted by night, and all of these are sweeter. But this one does take a pretty sharp turn as you start getting into the mid and dry down, and it does go in the sweeter direction. For me, this is one of my favorite flankers in the line. It's right there next to Wanted by Night. It's something that stands out among all of the others. I like it over the original, The Most Wanted. It's something fun to wear. And that opening is super addicting and really interesting. Last up, Pasha de Cartier Parfum. Very classy scent here with sandalwood liqueur and benzoin. Cartier does it the best when it comes to high quality scents that are upscale and, you know, expensive smelling. It's not a niche brand where they're going for $200, $300, $400. This is a designer brand where you can get these for, I think, $80 to $90. Very reasonable, but it smells more expensive than that, and it gives off a very kind of, I don't know, very serious and mature, you know, well put together smell. If you want to be taken seriously, you have a business meeting to go to, or you're just someone who likes the more mature and refined scents, you don't want something that's super playful, check out Pasha de Cartier Parfum. It is sure to help you stand out. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for me. These are some scents to really help you stand out when there is a whole bunch of Sauvage and Aqua de Jo and everything else like that all around you. These are really going to be turning heads because they are something different. They're a breath of fresh air, so to speak, and that's kind of what people are going to be drawn to about these. It's going to intrigue them. They're going to be questioning, okay, what is it that I'm smelling? I've never smelled that before. That's interesting. These work great for that. I'll link them down below, but that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.